Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here at SUI, see what's going on. We've been maintaining this $4 range quite a while. This is awesome stuff. We do have some liquidation left above the price action. We'll talk about that here in a moment. And also just kind of quickly congratulate our community members for some nice profits on our SUI trade. What we got, good 21% over the weekend. We took a long from 402 to 425, I think it was. We also longed XRP as well at its current support at 240. It's upwards of a good 40% profit. So it's been a good weekend for us. We do technically have a short position open with Bitcoin. We're tentatively in profits as well at 103.7 for our average entry. So I'm not telling you to short right now. I don't really actually recommend that as a consideration for altcoins, but I do think Bitcoin may pull back. And if so, it may be best to consider some altcoins at local resistance turn support, which in this regard here, just so you know, is about 380 for SUI. Okay, just to give you some perspective on local support, which was a previous resistance. Let's take a quick look here at the back-end liquidation data. And while this is loading, thank you again for being an amazing part of my life. Please like the video, comment below if you get a chance, and happy Mother's Day to those of you who, happy belated Mother's Day to those of you who celebrated yesterday. If you didn't notice, I don't really post on Sundays. I was spending time with my wife and son, and it was our first Mother's Day. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, I'll maybe consider posting some content on Twitter, X, or TikTok, but between now and then, let's take a look here. First of all, 430 to 440. We've known this has been here for a while. We got a little bit of liquidation left above the price. 450 is technically that shelf. Okay, so hypothetically, a long to 450 right now could be feasible, pending Bitcoin doesn't run towards 100,000. Right, so pretty good shape there in the overall sense. I would recommend a tight stop loss if you're considering a long, just to be safe, but I do also feel altcoins are doing very well right now, and this is a good reflection of that here. Look at that liquidation delta to the upside. We've got about 600 million liquidation longs. This is pretty good. It's not overextended, not super crazy. Just kind of implies the bulls are in control. When we take a look at open interest, we can recognize the areas of consideration where people have averaged the most amount of SUI in the last couple of days or weeks. 345, 360, and just locally here about 390. So those are kind of just some areas to consider, maybe buying those dips, because generally speaking, open interest areas are good DCA targets. Okay, so that's kind of just a thought process there. Let's take a quick look here at the daily time frame and understand that we did have our bullish type of breakout here, of course, for our bullish triangle, but at this point here, that's since been, I wouldn't say invalidated, but it's satisfied, if you will. We took profit on our long. We want to recognize though that there is a fair value gap between 344 and 380. We do lose 380 here as that local high. We could very well see a run towards that mid $3 range. So just know that's a possible reality for us. We've also got RSI here at 70, kind of just tapering off. This is a good place, honestly, but it does imply if you're in a long position, you should secure profits. Right? It really depends on the type of long. Obviously, we jumped in and jumped out of our trade within about 6 hours. So, you want to kind of be quick about it right now. And, we did hedge our short with some longs over the weekend just because altcoins were ripping on Saturday. It was awesome. So you don't want to try to short against that. I still don't recommend a short right now either, specifically not this coin, but just in general with alts. I think it's a bad idea. Altcoin dominance is doing well. You can check out my my crypto market update where I kind of talk about Bitcoin dominance at CME futures. But for right now, SUI's looking pretty strong. 380 once more is at the local low, which was our previous high. Okay, that's generally how that works. For the most part, the 4-hour time frame is telling us we're over 50 in the RSI. We're below our moving average. So this is like a slight transition. I don't like to trade transitions myself personally because we don't know the bottom is in just yet. So while we are converging, we're still looking positive in the overall sense. This is not the kind of range I prefer to trade now that we've already traded that breakout. So we may actually see a tentative breakdown here. We do see our local point of control at $3.99, basically $4. So right now we're starting to see a heavy accumulation at $4 here locally. That could be good, it could be bad. If we break below it and stay below it, that's going to be our new resistance. So I'm speculating 380 may be more likely than the 450 first, just based on the simple fact that, again, we do have a lot of liquidation here at 450. But, a leg down before that happens would make a lot of sense. I would love to see a Bitcoin at 100,000. We close out our Bitcoin short, I think at 101 roughly. And then we consider loading up on some longs here for small coins. That'd be perfect. Now, we don't always get what we want, but that's ultimately what I'm looking for. Either way, I hope this was beneficial. Thank you so much again for being an awesome part of my life. Comment below. Let us know where you're at with your SUI position. Make sure you check out Bitunix too, folks. There's only 2 days left in this promotion here for a nice little deposit reward bonus. They have promotions every month, so it's really awesome. Be sure to use my link so you can qualify for all that. Moving forward to, I have a Twitter, Telegram, and now TikTok. So if you want to just join us over here, I'd be happy to have you. All right, folks. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.